Bishop Persico, Dr. Taylor, members of the board, faculty and staff, students, families, and most importantly, today's new graduates. It's an honor and a privilege for me to be here with you today on this monumental day in your lives. I want to congratulate you on all of your efforts that led you here today and to wish you the best as you embark on the world. Being here is a privilege for me for two reasons. First, because Bishop Persico and Dr. Taylor have truly become two of my favorite people in this community. So it is a great honor for me to have been chosen by them to serve as your speaker today. Thank you again for this opportunity. Second, because this spring, it will be 30 years ago that I was sitting out there as a new graduate of Gannon University, ready to start my life and incredibly excited to jump right into the real world. As I reflected on that time, and after I counted the years 4 times, because there's no way it's possible that I'm that old, but the 4th time I did it, it came out at 32, so I quit counting. But it struck me how much different my life is now than I thought it would be when I was sitting out there so many years ago. That was where I found the inspiration for what I wanted to talk to you about today. How my life has evolved from what I thought it would be 30 years ago, and the importance of that evolution for my personal success and to the lives of the people that I've served is what I want to share with you now. Because your lives will evolve too, and may change significantly from what you think they will be as you sit there today. I hope that my story will help you to see the possibilities as your life deviates from your plan and the importance of being successful for yourselves, but also to make a difference to others whose lives you touch along the way. You see, 30 years ago, as a 22-year-old kid, I had life all figured out. I was the smartest person I'd ever met. I knew exactly what I wanted out of life and needed out of life, and I had a really good plan to get it. Does that sound familiar? It should. My plan was simple. I was going to change the world. That would be easy. I was going to have the perfect wife and family. No problem. And I was going to have lots of money. Just back that money truck up and park it right over there. These were all the things that I thought someone like me should have in order to make myself successful and happy. I had a whole life plan for success, and it was a good one. If you would have told me I was going to change careers 3 times, go back to law school at the age of 30, ultimately become the mayor of this city at a time when it was in its worst financial condition in history, and spend 12 years of my life working 7 days a week to fix it for a very modest salary, I would have laughed right at you. That wasn't part of the plan, so it certainly wouldn't make me happy or successful, would it? So how did I get here? Well, what I learned over the past 30 years is that life is not about a plan, and the true success and the real beauty of life comes to you outside of a set plan, as you find out who you are and who you are supposed to be. And that happens as you approach the different opportunities that arise throughout life and as you respond to your various challenges. It also comes as you make a difference in the world. You see, life isn't a plan or a series of preset events. It's a path that we all walk, on which many unexpected and wonderful things arise along the way. As you sit here today, you are prepared to start your journey. What you do along the way is entirely your own, and so are the consequences. So let me tell you a little bit about mine. When I started out 30 years ago, I was totally focused on me and becoming successful. Very normal for a young person starting out. The particulars of my plan are unimportant. Just let it suffice to say that it wasn't this. I wanted to change the world. At that time, I thought that meant I had to change the whole world in order for me to be important and reach my full potential. But I will tell you, one of the most important lessons I've learned in life is that I don't have to change the whole world in order to matter. It's more important that I use my skills and talents to change the world that I care about, to make a better world for my family, my friends, my community, and even random strangers. There's no roadmap for that, and how we do that is different for each one of us, and it ultimately defines who we are. For me, at various stages in my life and career, I came across many people who needed help, but didn't have the means or opportunity to help themselves. As I took a little bit of my time and some unique knowledge or talent to help them, I got real personal satisfaction in seeing the difference I could make in these people's lives. As time went on, I found myself spending more and more time on these people-oriented projects and helping people through my law practice, community connections, or just offering a little of my time. What I found is that a little bit goes a long way and makes a big difference. I also began to realize that I wasn't the egocentric, success-driven robot that my original plan favored. People mattered, and what I could do for others mattered to me. Later, the community I loved so much began to fall apart. The city was essentially bankrupt, people had lost faith in their leadership, and Erie was headed in a very destructive direction. It was then I said to myself, you've been fortunate enough to get a lot out of life fairly early. Now your community needs you, and it's time to go all in and give back. It's time to really change the world you care about. So I took 12 years of my life and worked harder than I ever imagined possible in very difficult circumstances with one goal in mind, to make Erie a better place for those who lived here. Today, as I approach the end of it, I think I've done just that. This community is stable, flourishing, and heading in a very positive direction. I made lasting change and made a difference to the people who needed me when times got bad. I didn't get rich doing it, but in return, I got a great challenge, a true test of my abilities, tremendous satisfaction from my successes, and made a lasting mark in the history of this city. For me, that was a fair trade-off. But to make a difference, you don't have to be the mayor or in government. You don't have to take on the entire community's problems like I did. In fact, you don't have to take on anybody's problems. You just have to open your heart and give a little of yourself in a small way to make someone's life better. That's how you change the world, one person at a time. In fact, some of my most rewarding accomplishments have come from the little things in helping people who needed a hand up outside of my official work as mayor. These are things that no one will ever know I did. Helping a family in poverty to get what they needed to feed their children. Helping a child get a bike, even though the family couldn't afford it, when every other kid in the neighborhood had one. Or helping someone get past a difficult point in their life when they weren't able to find their way through. Things like that really make a difference, and every one of us has the power and opportunity to make someone's life better that way, and it doesn't require much of us. Make no mistake, I'm not a social worker. I'm a chemist, I'm a lawyer, I'm a mayor, I'm a fiscal conservative, and I'm a fighter who's known for being a no-nonsense leader. And I'm not telling you to be social workers either. Go out and become the next Bill Gates or Warren Buffett. Make fabulous wealth and be at the top of whatever profession you choose. Just don't ever lose sight of what is truly important in life and use your success to make a difference for others. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett are two of the wealthiest men in the world who are now spending their time giving away the vast majority of their money in an attempt to make meaningful change in the world. They figured out what really makes them important in life. And while I'm not a social worker, I am someone who has realized that life has many facets. I'm someone who realized that the most important things you do in life won't be in the business world. I'm someone who realizes that success can be found in every facet in life if you open your heart and open your mind to all of the possibilities. And I am someone who in my journey through life has realized that what you do in the world ends, but what you do for the world lives forever. And what I mean by that is being mayor ends, for me in just a couple of weeks. Being a lawyer ends, being a doctor ends, being the president ends. What you do in the world ends. What you do for the world is woven into the lives of the people you touch. It's what you do for others who need you and for your community. That's what lives forever. That's a true legacy, not a statue or a building with your name on it. So my advice to you today is to be successful for yourselves, but use that success to help others to better their lives along the way. The reward will be immeasurable, I promise you. So let's take a second, 30 years later, see how my original plan worked out. I was going to change the world. I believe I've done that. Albeit not the way I'd originally planned, I've changed a lot of lives for the better. I don't have the perfect wife and family. I allowed my work to get in the way of that. But I do have a great long-term girlfriend who supports me in everything I do and makes me truly happy. So let's call that a success. Now for the money truck. They must have parked that in the wrong spot because I still have not been able to find it. But that's okay, because what I realize is that I'm not someone of great material needs, and I have a pretty comfortable life, so we'll just let that one go. But what I really think I have is a lot more happiness than I would have had if I would have stuck to that stringent plan I formulated so many years ago. Do I consider my life a success thus far? You bet I do. I've changed careers 3 times to build on getting what I found I really wanted out of life. I went back to law school at the age of 30 because I knew a law degree would take me to the next level where I wanted to go. And now, I've been the mayor of a really great city. I know I've changed my world every time someone I've never seen before comes up to me in the grocery store or in a restaurant and quietly says, "Thank you for all that you've done." That's when you know you've done something special. Your lives will evolve too. Don't despair about that. It's in no way a failure. In fact, it's a success that you have the opportunities that allow you to alter your course. When you are smart and talented, like all of you, the world needs you in many different ways. Embrace that challenge. Make your mark. Change your world. Never shy away from what you care about just because conventional opinions may not support your mission. All great accomplishments throughout history have met with opposition from simpler minds that could not embrace the wisdom upon which they were founded. Those that had the courage to fight through that have changed the world. What I am telling you is to find your life, find your purpose, and find your success, and pursue them with everything you have. And most importantly, as you realize your successes, share your talents with those who need you in order to make their lives better too. It's a much greater reward than money or material wealth can ever give you. So once again, congratulations on all that you've accomplished, and good luck in everything you do. Go out and be successful in your lives and make your mark in the world. Do great things for yourselves, but don't forget that others need you too. And finally, remember, what you do in the world ends, but what you do for the world lives forever. Congratulations, and thank you.